Hi everyone, in IASP 321 online course. I'll give you a short guideline of the module 3. Textbooks and our handout here, slides are very clear, so that you can follow and practice the commands, so that you can feel how it behaves on Linux operating systems. I'm not going to give you whole every commands, but give you some ideas so that you can practice on your own. So a couple more times. Not all the slides that I am going to post on Blackboard will be redo on my video taping, but I'm going to do a little bit of each module so that you can follow some critical points. I know some of you still have problem accessing our the lab server, but I strongly recommend you to access the lab server at least for you to understand how the system is configured, so that as a Linux administrator, how your system would be configured securely and also fully accessible remotely. That is how we made for this lab secure Ubuntu server. Those who have Mac operating systems, as I said, VPN that's available so far is only for Windows systems, so that you cannot access our lab server from your home. But you can, if you can come to the lab physically, excuse me, where there's a mail hall at Dobbsbury campus. I want you to visit anytime the labs open and available for you to sit, so that you can access there and basically you can set up a Wi-Fi, not the Wi-Fi server, Wi-Fi router of the Mercy network, but our silo, our lab server has its own Wi-Fi router available. So from the Mail Hall Cybersecurity Lab, while you are sitting there with your Mac or Windows systems, it doesn't matter, as far as you have this PuTTY, then if you are, right now I'm not the lab, but if you are there, then you can access, for example, you can type 10.1.0.24 port number 2222, then you can open your, doesn't matter Windows system, doesn't matter Mac OS, you can still access it. But before you have this, you need to connect Wi-Fi a specific Wi-Fi. All right, so how can you get there? Let me give you SSID and okay, so this is the second step. The first step, if you are at the lab, then find out Wi-Fi SSID. This is a SSID, service set identifier. I want you to find out there is SSID is, I believe something like it has CIS lab silo 2. If you can find out from this SSID, or it may say test CIS lab SILO 2, something like that. Okay, so this is Wi-Fi SSID. So look for that, and then click it, then it asks you to enter the password. So password key for that Wi-Fi is CIS at math silo 2 Wi-Fi. All right, so if you type this, then you can access. A few of your online students came to me, and then they had some experience in the lab to access our Ubuntu system. All right, this is the easiest way that you can do as far as you are at the Oxford campus. So if you have any difficulties, then I want you to come in this way. Okay, this works only for only when you are in the cyber security lab at Mayor Hall, Dobbsbury. All right. Keep in mind, if I access this, quick for you to read. All right. Okay. After that, you can do this. Then you can access. Once you access, then you can use your login ID and password. You can find it from email that I sent to you, right? All right. And the Windows users, those who install VPN successfully, then you might have the checkpoint sec remote icon. Remember that it should be secure remote. Secure remote. See here, secure. Somebody has some other, like open some connections. Not really particularly this name, but something else. Then you need to reinstall it. Okay. Once you install, so that if you see secure remote here, other than this, there may be some other ways that you could have. This is This is not default installation. You have to choose to secure remote when you install that. There's some menu when you press. By default it is, for example, already checked on top. There are multiple radio buttons available, so you need to find out secure remote and click on that radio button, then you can have this. Okay, and then you need to enter this site number 24.187.238.35. So all students need to have this the IP, and then all students should have this user ID. Don't put there your Linux Ubuntu login ID. This will be used commonly by all VPN access. Okay, I'm still using this. I want you to use this also. It's called the Silo to VPN. Password also the same. Uppercase MER and then @ VPN. Okay, so that is, if I rewrite here for you, then it'll be here VPN login is what it is here. Okay, Silo to VPN, and well, this is very sensitive. So if someone else use this, then it is really a problem. But anyway, Silo to VPN, and then password is you already received documents, so it will be okay. It'll be MER uppercase and add VPN. All right. Okay. So once you have that and click connect. So if you hear that crispy sound, then you are all set to go. So now next step is to run PuTTY. Click, and then this silo. Once you save this, you do not need to, but simply like this, and then your user ID. Mine is Jaeyoon. Okay, so I want to see if anybody entered so far. The command that I made here is last. I know mont. Yeah, there are quite a few students already walked in. That's a good sign. Okay, so we are ready to do this commands, and also in the textbook is written very clearly, but keep in mind, not all the Linux commands written in the textbook are supposed to be working on our Ubuntu. Not all working on, of course, on your Mac OS. There's none of the Linux operating systems that can take a complete set of command. There's different distributions. Okay, so but if the commands are basic, then most likely they are available. I think some of these are available also. So let's go further. Oh, here is a greater than sign. This is a redirection of a standard output. For example, if you have a date, then it shows me the date, right? But right now the output is our standard output, right? Standard output is your monitor. Standard input is from your keyboard. But we can redirect it. I do not want to display it here, but into a file. Then you can say date, the command, and then greater than sign, and then date.txt. Then this one will be saved in this file, and file that you can find out. If you type ls, then you see here not date.txt, but data.txt. But anyway, data.txt there. If you want to see the content of that file, then more date.txt, then you can see the date. It's a Sunday, September 11:50, and now you see this is the time that I am giving my lecture, right? So that is the redirection of your standard output. And another one is if you want to append, if you have one single greater than sign, then if there is no files like this, let me remove this rm data.txt first, okay, and then I can make date and date.txt. Before I do ls, then there is no date.txt, so that if I want to redirect the standard output to a specific file that you want to save on your system, then date.txt. Then, but if the file is not existed, then it creates the file and save that output into that file. That's what we've seen, right? See here, date. It is created 11:52. It contains 11:52 and 14 seconds. See here the date. Here 11:52. That is the date of this one created, and specifically this is a more specific time with the date. Right. So only one line in that file. Or sometimes you want to do. I want to continue to save so that the date information will be compiled. How should we do? Then you need to make double greater than sign. Double greater than sign. If it is double greater than sign, let me do this first. If I do single, then it override. So like this, then the creation of this file is 11:53, and date.txt, it is overridden content. Previously it was 11:52:14, now it's 11:53:33. So it keep overriding, right? So there may be some other cases that you want to, I want to compile all the data so that not overriding, but append the new information. How can I do that? In this case, you need to have a double greater than sign rather than single. All right. So enter and ls, and then you can see date.txt. Then you will have both of those. So this is the first one, and then second one appended to it. right? The first item is 1153.33, and next item is 1154.29, and so on and so forth. Okay, let's move. And standard input. Your standard input is usually, as I said, the keyboard. But can I redirect standard input so that any of your file can receive not from the keyboard but from somewhere else? Supposedly a file. Can I receive it from file? Yes, it is possible, right? So it is, for example, when you do echo, then echo, and after that we need to type, right? Echo, hello, Mr. or Miss Mercy. The standard, this input is from standard input, which is from my keyboard, right? When I type this, then that is echoed, right? But if I do echo and then less than sign, I want to echo the content of this file, date.txt. We just saved, right? Date.txt. So it is not from my keyboard, but from redirected file. It's a file name. So instead of a keyboard, I can say, hey, you need to echo my file, content of my file. See what happens. Oh yeah. It should be first to read, right? So for example, I'm not sure. More is okay. It's not really. Let's say then. Oh yeah, cat, and then another command, so that I can say date.txt. Then this is the command. This command cat is concatenate, right? Whatever the things that I want to concatenate, but what is the input? Input from this text, so that I can have this. All right. So next, so we can do combine that. So whatever the program, AVG, average, and then I can get it from this, and output of that average will be here. That is also possible, right? Yeah, that's a part. If you make some program, okay. Standard error. Anything that you might have error, then you can say like this. So I have an error somewhere here, right? So like this, then you can say error. Oops. If there are any error, then you can that error is well, there's some of the examples, like redirecting, and there's So I wanted to do this. I didn't have an example of that, but I wanted to read, for example, if there is any error. Yeah, GCC, this is a command. Let's try do this. Okay, so like this. See what happens. If there is any error occurs, then error can be found because I have that output. If you have more output, then this is an error. If you do not have that, for example, if you do not have this, error comes out directly. See that this is an error that you can see from your output, right? So while your program is running, if error occurs, then error is displayed on your standard output, which doesn't look good when you give some demo. So internally, if you want to save the error, then you can silently make this extra. Then although there is an error, it doesn't display an error into your standard output, but silently it is saved so that you can see, oh, later I want to see my error. Oh yeah, that was my error. Okay, something like this. Pipelining. It's a symbol. This is called the pipeline or vertical bar. What happens here is that simply ls minus l, usl, bin, then it gives you a whole lot of those, right? But if you want to see what happens here is that the output of this, the first command, will be the input of the next command. Okay? And while you are doing this pipelining, you can filter out a few things. For example, ls, you can ls bin, two arguments comes in, ls/bin and ls/usl/bin. From the two directory, I want to list the files so that it mixed together. If you see here, ls, bin, and usl, bin, then it gives a whole lot of those. Go back, up, then you can see this is from /usl/bin, but I have more from /bin only. Here, this is from /bin, which is this /bin, and then another will be listed from another ones. So they came up together. So there may be some identical binary files. They are not in one stream. So I want to sort them. Then you can sort it. So then now you can see everything in one, right? So output of this first command is the input to the next command. The command is a sort. So I sort in one stream. See here, I sort all A appear here. There may be some redundant appears twice because they may be available in both sides, right? For example, char CL and char CL, they appears twice. You can find some of those, right? Some redundant. Why? Because the same one stored in two different locations. There are a few such things available, so I want you to, you can find out. Doesn't come to me quick, but if you see carefully, then you can find many such things. But anyway, so there are several such things. But anyway, so what is the next one is a unique. So there may be some redundant. So what I want to do is I want to make it unique. Then it gives unique is program unique is currently not installed. You can install it by typing this. Let me sudo install unique. This is the way that you're able to look at the package. Is unique installed or not installed? It's not installed. But anyway, so it is not the command that you can see. As I said, there are some commands that you can see, not all, right? Counting is also possible. So word counting. So you can see how many. So instead of this, I can do WC minus L, so that you can see, oh, 814. But if I don't do the sort, so unique, maybe UNIQ instead of unique. Yeah, UNIQ. This is the command running on this our Ubuntu system. So rather than UNIQ. See here, UNIQ. So total elements from both directories, we have 814 files. But if I wanted the unique files, then it is 802. So 12, which means 6 items are duplicated, right? No, 14. Yeah, I mean 12. 12 ones like that. Another thing is first and last part of the file. You can do head or tail, because this is so many. If you do this, then it's so many, right? But if you want to see, I want to see head of first 5, then you can see the first 5 of that, or you can see the last 5. Tail, then you can see the last 5. Last 5 of those are the last 5 of those, right? Because everything up here, whatever you can have, that will be the input. Okay? Actually, if you have a file, for example, ls underscore output.txt or slash whatever, if you want to see tail -1, the last line from output, you can give an input from a file, right? But in this case, input is received from the previous commands along that pipeline. That's what we have here. Let's move. And echoing, I want you to practice that. One thing that we can do is echo USR star. Star is a wild card, so echo USR, then there are file, right? So echo USR. I do not know, but where there is a share. So star means it can appear. Share is on top, but under the subdirectory, somewhere there may be another directory. Somewhere there is a directory also called the share. So I want to see all such the share directories. Then you can make like this. All right? Okay. Tilde is a home directory. So when I go right now, I have date.txt, right? This is the file that we created. But let's go up, all the way up. Where I am the root directory. So can I read this file, date.txt, more date.txt? Then, of course, that file is not available on that top level. This file is my home directory. Can I access my file from wherever I am right now from top? How can I access my file of my home directory from wherever I am? Doesn't matter where I am, but I want to access file in my home directory. Then you can say, oh, I want to read it. More is a tilde slash and date.txt. I want to see more date.txt. Then you have an error because date.txt, this command trying to look for this file on this top. Right now I am still on top. But if I say I want to read, I want to open my file, tilde slash means the file which is from my home directory. Then you can show that. There's some command. Echo gives you slash and the $sign and open parenthesis. Then it can execute something, some command. So command is 3, 4. Then it can compute, right? And you can also say 5/2, then it can give you 2, which is the quotient, right? Here in this case, how can you display? Question to give a command that can return that, right? So how can you make it? That is possible. Echo $, 5 over 2, and then you can still echo, and with its remainder, and then another 5% to 2. Okay, look at this command. This command gives you enter, then it gives you this, right? So more likely, if you want to give you all, then you can simply say 5 over 2 is, this is just text, 5 over 2 equals, this echo as is. Anything that anything without $, simply echo in after this execution. But whenever you have $, then within the $, within whatever within that parenthesis, single parenthesis, that will be evaluated. So within parenthesis, so 5 over 2 is evaluated. 5% to 2 also evaluated. 5/2 returns the quotient. 5% to 2 returns remainder. I know those who already took Java or any language, then you know that, right? Slash and percent sign. That is common in many programming languages. So it gives you some more advanced, right? 5 over 2, that is echoed. From here there, that is echoed. And then from here there, within $, that is computed, and it gives you 2. Remember that if that is computed, then it gives you 2. So that is plugged here, followed by text as is, and then another $, within the parenthesis. So ampersand, I mean the pound sign, percent sign, that's compute the expression 5 divided by 2, which returns the remainder. So remainder like this. All right. So practice that and try page 63. Okay, as it says. If I want to go back to my home directory, how can I do? So simply cd, right? And then I am here. And then I'm going to make mkdir and dir exercise. So I have a dir ex here, dir ex. I want to change the directory to dir ex. Okay, so inside I do not have anything. Right now, can I make dir multiple? So 2116 ... 2020 within curly brace. Curly brace gives you a range, and then dot 0 and 1 ... 9 curly brace, and then continue 2016 ... 2020 within curly braces, and then dot 10 ... 20 enter, and ls. Oh, I have directory created that many. See here, this is the range from 2016 to 2020 dot 0, and this is another range from 1 to 9. So what happens here is that 2016 dot, the first item, 2016 dot 0, the first item 1, and the next one is 2016 dot 02, 03, 019, all the way here, and after that 2016 dot 10, 10, 11, 12, 13, all the way to 20, all the way here 20. After that, then come back here, 2116.01 again. So 01, 02, 03, like this, right? Voila. Okay, so this is it for today's lecture. I know my lecture moves quick, but those who are watching this video, you take time and make sure that you understand. If we have an error, then make sure that your input written correctly. Right, so I'll see you next week. Have a good weekend.